I suppose everyone has been in this situation where they want to calculate their Greenfield runoff rate, but their colleagues are using the dongle or they're using the software license and they cannot release it and they have to wait for them. Well, today we're gonna look on how to calculate your Greenfield runoff rate by using the UKSuDS website, the HR Wellingford, and we're gonna go through the hand calculation. So basically you can do it by hand if for any reason you don't have an internet connection in 2020. Welcome to Civiltechsource, my name is Ferdi and let's begin. To start with, what we want to do is we want to make sure we have read the strategic flood risk assessment of our lead local flood authority. The reason we want to read it is because they might have some weird requirements. For example, although you calculated your Greenfield runoff rate, you might not always end up going with that one. Now that being said, let's assume that you're gonna go normally with your Greenfield runoff rate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the UKSuDS website. I'll leave in the link in the description below. So basically all you have to do is create an account. It's free, don't worry, they won't ask you for your debit card. And then all you have to do is go to Tools, Greenfield Runoff Estimation. And what you can do is type your postcode and it will direct to your site. Just click on your site here. And then all you have to do is just fill in the tabs. So let's say site name, tutorial, site location, somewhere. Now your site area, obviously you can get it from the CAD. So let's put 1 hectare. Now the SAR is the standard annual average rainfall. And you can see here it says map value 605 and it gives you an option where you can put your own values. So, the hydraulic region is always set. And then you've got your growth curve factors, and if you go to the eye icon, it will explain to you where they've been derived from. Now for this case we're gonna use the IH124 method, and we're gonna let the calculate from SPR and SAR value, and then we're gonna calculate from the soil type. Now the soil type has been picked up from the map as 4, and the SPR, the equivalent of 4, is 0.47. And as you can see here, you got your Q bar, the 1 year, 30 year, 100, and they recently updated the website so they can give you 200. Now you can even generate a report and you can even print it and PDF it as well. So everything is pretty straightforward. Now we're gonna go through the hand calculation, which some of you might be curious. To do that, we need to go to our Rainfall Runoff Management for Developments document, which I'll leave a link in the description below. And this document, you can get it from the government's website. Now, if we go to page 29, we will see 4.1, section 4.1, Greenfield estimation of peak flow rate of runoff. And it tells us hydraulic region. Now, what I've done for you guys is I've attached a Google Drive link where you can download this CAD drawing. So basically what I've done is I've attached all the maps that I found and as close as possible to the real coordinates. So if we zoom out, you can see here that this is your hydraulic map, and if we go freeze the hydraulic map, you can see that's your soils map, and then if we freeze our soils map, that's your annual average rainfall. And these maps were taken from the same document, from the appendices. So what I've done is I've extracted the PDF and then brought the PDF, scaled it so the scales would match, and put them in. Now it's not as accurate as the UKSuDS website, but I believe the UKSuDS website does not share their smart map. So basically I think they've digitized all these maps, and I think they're based on licensing reasons they're not sharing them. So we get our hydraulic region from the map, we get our soil type, development size, the area is the area that's been drained, and then we're gonna get our soil runoff coefficient. So basically let's go to the CAD drawing. So we can see here we're on the second shade of yellow. So second shade of yellow is 600 to 700. So let's take a 650, I suppose. That would be a good guess. And then let's get our hydraulic region, which is 3. And let's get our soil map, which is 4. So if you've been following the channel, I've shared a runoff calculator. So if we go to our runoff calculator and type the area 1, soil 3, SAR 650, soil type 4, and we hit Greenfield, we're gonna get our values. Now let's go how we get about and get these values. So if we flip to the next page, we get our formula. So Q bar equals 1.8 area divided by 100 to the power of 0.9. So basically follow that formula and read the notes here. Be careful, if your site is less than 50 hectares, then it says that you should use 50. So basically the area here will be 50 divided by 100. And then when you find your result, subsequently factor the resulting value by the ratio of the site area to 50. So if the site is 10 hectares, divide by the answer by 5. So basically 50 divided by 10, which is the 50 hectare that you used, divided by 10 is 5. And then divide your answer that you got from this formula by 10. Now the next step is to get your years. So the 1 year, 30 year, and 100. So basically all it is multiplying your Q bar, the answer that you got after you factor in your 50 divided by your area, times the growth curve factor variable, which you can get from the SuDS manual. It's free. You can get from the SuDS manual, or you can scroll all the way back from the appendix and you will see it here. That's your growth curve factor. So you can see here you've got your regions, and then you've got your Q bar, and then you've got which years you want. Now I use the SuDS manual growth curve factor, so let's bring it up. So I've used the SuDS manual growth curve factor. So if we go to our table, let's go page view, let's go to. So I use this table, and the graph is exactly the same as the one here. The only difference is we've got our hydraulic areas here. So basically if we're in hydraulic area, was it 3 or 4? 4, then I go for the 1 year, 0.83. So as you can see, it's 0.85, which is, and if you go there, it's pretty much the same for almost every year, like 0.8 something. But then it changes, so you can get your 2, 5, 10, 25, 30, 50, and 100. Now we're gonna extract the values that we need, and then we're gonna plug them into our formula. So basically it's the Q bar times the 0.85. You will still get to the same answer if you follow all these steps, but I found out that I'll get the same answers as the website with my Runoff calculator by just doing what I'm doing here, and then just avoiding all these steps, so I will not get the throttle or anything, and just going straight away Q bar times 0.85, so I can get exactly what I want. Because as you can see here, it's liters per second per hectare, but if we want liters per second, we just times our Q bar times the growth curve factor. Now if we go and get our Greenfield, we can see these are the values we got: 4.4, 3.8, 7.8, and 9.2. Now let's go to the website and do the same. So I think this was a postcode. Yes, let's go. Let's put aside area of 1, and let's see our value. Let's compare the values. So we used SR of 605 and we got 650, hydraulic region of 3, soil type of 4. We've got a Q bar of 4.4. The Q bar here was 4.07, and then the 1 year 3.8, 7.12. Now if I change this out to 605 and click the Greenfield, you can see I pretty much got the right answers. I just rounded up to 1 decimal. So 4.07, it's 4.1, 3.5, 7.1, and 8.5. I haven't included the 200, but in revision 1.2 I will include the 200 in the Runoff calculator. So basically that's how we get our Greenfield Runoff for the 1 year, 30 year, and 100, and our Q bar. Now depending on the LLFA's SFRA report and or the requirements, it might vary, so you might not use a Greenfield Runoff. So if your Q bar of your 1 year was less, you might go for the traditional 5 liters per second per hectare, or you might go for the 2 liters per second per hectare to meet some BREEAM requirements. So I hope you find this video very helpful, and please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can grow this channel, and share it with your colleagues. See you next time.